Hey everybody, it is February 27th, 2013. My name is Colin. September of 2011, I was forever destroyed by a antibiotic poison known as Cipro, 750 milligrams 2 times a day. I was constipated the whole time, popped a couple Advil, drinking only juice. The combination of these things, I think, was helpful in increasing the toxicity to a level where the dam was broke, as you know, you can say, with the fluoroquinolone antibiotics, and my system was overloaded. And since then, I've had the syndrome and the spasm. A lot of things have happened since I've done a video last couple weeks. Mostly bad things. To give you an idea, just a little thing today is how sensitive I am. You know, my hands are really bony. There's no collagen and stuff on them. So I was holding a boiled egg today, and it was hot, and I realized it was hot, but I was just kind of holding it for a while, and then I finally put it down, and I guess because I was so hungry and I wanted to peel it, but it actually didn't really burn my skin, but now I have a burning sensation like underneath the skin, which I know is like a nerve type pain. So you're very heat sensitive with this condition. I knew I was heat sensitive, I just wasn't thinking, so I've got this burning going on in my hand. But the main thing that's gone wrong is I went to get this toxic filling out of my tooth. It wasn't really bothering me that much. It was just aching a little bit. And but I discovered that it had BPA and it had fluoride, aluminum, silicate glass, and I was like, oh, I don't want this toxic thing in here. So I go to the dentist. She bores it out, and in the process of boring it out, creates too big of a hole in my tooth, such that the new filling is in there. It's less toxic, but it's too close to the nerve, so I can't eat on it anymore, except for mush. It's probably going to have to get yanked. I learned a lot about root canals. They're pretty much a bad idea, so I'm going to get it yanked eventually. It's not hurting a lot yet, but so I was really depressed. Been really depressed and down about that because I never needed to get the original filling out. I could have just left it in there, and if you've ever lost your tooth, it's kind of, there's a psychological component to it, and it's just kind of a symbol of this downward path that I've been going on with my health. And I hadn't cried in a while, and I was crying about it. It's just really upset me, even more than the breath. The last video, you probably think, oh, this guy always just says stuff is wrong with him, but I assure you, my health has been getting worse. My stomach has also been, normally my stomach was okay, like I could eat and it would digest fairly fast, and I would just be constipated from my colon and stuff like that. But lately, last month, ever since the breath thing, I've been going to the bathroom some, but I've always felt constipated in my stomach. The food will just stay in my stomach, and I've been trying to figure out what's going on. I'm getting heartburn, which I never used to have. I know it's because the food is just staying in there. I think it's low stomach acid, but I can't figure out why. And now I don't want to go on any PPIs or any synthetic drugs. So I've been popping HCl tablets and digestive enzymes. So those two, the hand and the tooth. The tooth has really been bothering me, and I still have the breath. The breath isn't that bad, but also still have the feet kind of bother me sometimes. But I'm learning all these things about conditions, and it's just hard to know which aspect to apply to my condition, whether it be the constipation, stomach, what supplements to try. It's pretty frustrating. But I wanted to say that I've been talking to a lot of Foxys. I don't like that word, but it's better than saying flox persons. Foxys makes it sound like a lighthearted condition. I've been talking to a lot of Foxys on Facebook lately. I've actually kind of stopped playing poker. All I'm doing all day is on Facebook, trying to research things and talking to Foxys, and it's kind of addicting. But anyways, I was talking to. Well, let me just say about root canals. I learned that root canals, you actually can trap. There's no way to guarantee in the root canal, and it probably is. It does not happen. There's bacteria in the air everywhere. When they do your root canal, they try to seal it, and so there's no bacteria. They root it out, and antiseptic and all this stuff, and then they put the sap in there, and they close it off. But there's actually like miles and miles of tubules in your dead tooth that there's already bacteria in, and they can't. Now that you don't have a blood supply after the root canal, well, and they're sealed off, they morph, I guess, into these even worse bacteria, and they can spread toxins throughout your body. So that's why I'm not getting a root canal. It's a dead tooth in there. But I've been talking to one Foxy who I'm really, I like her, and she's seems like a really good person. Not my internet wife. I'm not cheating on my internet wife. Who, by the way, has discovered a condition that might account for my spasm. It's called hypersensitive nerve syndrome or something like that. Hypersensitive peripheral nerve, something like that. And it's kind of cool because it might actually be close to what is happening in my body, because it, like I said, it goes when I'm asleep. So at least can kind of diagnose maybe what I have. If it's stemming from the brain, that would be a big problem. But if it's stemming from down there, then maybe there's a way to untrap the nerve, or some hope that it'll just stop one day and help with my bowels. But I've got 2 minutes left. I want to say there's another Foxy out there, Jessica, who is so nice. I think she's so nice of a person that she doesn't. She was basically screwed over by taking all these antibiotics and just the medical profession in general. And but she's still, all her friends and all her family are still telling her, oh, we'll just trust the doctor. The doctor does. All they want to do, most of them, they just are so brainwashed into synthetic pills, scans, surgery and all this stuff. You don't need any of that, okay? You're trying to make up things that allow you to continue to be used by the medical mafia, which I like to call. Don't worry about magnesium. Don't worry about, magnesium is good, but the most important thing when you're floxed is your diet. Period. That's everything. Okay? And the first thing you have to do is don't eat things that are not good. And the way to determine that is to not eat those things, and then if you feel better, well then you keep not eating them. And that's gluten and dairy. And I'm out of time. So Jessica, stay off the gluten and dairy. Keep